Well, on to the details now. After concluding a fruitful visit to Russia, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Austria's capital in Vienna. This is the first visit of an Indian Prime Minister in over 40 years. A look now at Prime Minister's itinerary in Vienna. DD India's Gautam Roy reports for more.
Minister landing on Austrian soil after over 40 years, when the two nations are also marking 75 years of their friendship.
The visit is going to give great dynamism to this partnership. It's going to give the high-level political visibility that this relationship requires, and it's a relationship that has been performing reasonably well. And with this visit, we expect it to gain dynamism and content.
The substantial part of Prime Minister Modi's Austria visit will be unfolding on Wednesday, where he'll not only call on Austria's President Alexander van der Bellen at the Hofburg Palace, but also hold delegation-level talks with his Austrian counterpart, Federal Chancellor Karl Nehammer, at the Federal Chancellery after receiving a ceremonial reception. The day will also see the Prime Minister meeting key Austrian influencers. But another highlight for Wednesday will be the maiden Austria-India CEOs meeting, where an effort will be made to give further impetus to the business ties between the two nations, including their respective startup ecosystems.
Indian companies that are operating in Austria, and there are several Austrian companies operating in India. And as part of the program, there will be an interaction with Indian and Austrian CEOs to try and see how we can move this partnership forward, especially in niche technologies, clean technologies, and also in terms of bringing some of our startups together. There is a good groundwork has already been laid, and what we need is a quantum leap in this partnership, and this is what I think this visit will succeed in doing.
Vienna is also the city of Western classical music, which was the home to great composers such as Mozart and Beethoven, among others. And he also got a melodic reception from Vienna University Philharmonic, whose director is also an Indian diaspora member. Clearly, there are multiple elements to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Austria visit, which have the potential of taking its ties with India to greater heights in several aspects of the relationship.
In just the last few months, India and Austria have added new elements to their already extensive relations, such as a comprehensive migration and mobility agreement, as well as an India-Austria startup bridge. But there are many more areas that are still left to be fully explored, be it semiconductors or AI, advanced telecommunications, aerospace, and much progress can be expected to be made in this historic Austria visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. With camera person Rakesh Singh, Gautam Roy, Vienna, Austria, DD India.
And DD India's correspondent Gautam Roy joins us for more from Vienna. Well, good morning, Gautam. The PM had a grand reception last night on his arrival in Austria. And today he will also hold restricted delegation-level talks, and a high-level business meeting is the highlight in Austria. What all can be expected?
Well, good morning to you as well, Lipakshi. The day is quite packed as far as Prime Minister Narendra Modi is concerned, because it begins fairly early, just after 10 a.m. here, Vienna time, which is 3.5 hours behind the Indian Standard Time. And from there on, like I had mentioned in that report as well, he'll be headed to the Federal Chancellery, where first of all he'll get a ceremonial reception. Then, of course, there are those meetings with the Federal Chancellor Karl Nehammer. There are restricted level talks, delegation level talks, there are the press statements, where we'll all find out what this visit substantially has been about. We do not know what sort of agreements may have been in the pipeline, but I'm sure since Prime Minister Modi and Indian Prime Ministers coming to Austria, to Vienna, after a gap of over 40 years, there would be some big ticket announcements, because this is also the 75th year of India-Austria relations. So that is definitely a possibility. I had also mentioned the India-Austria CEOs meeting, where there is a relatively smaller Indian contingent, of which 5 are startups, 2 in the aerospace domain. And there will be representative CEOs and other top leaders, representatives of 28 Austrian companies, and these cover a very wide range. Like the ambassador also mentioned, they range from semiconductors and AI to metallurgy to advanced telecommunications to biofuels and even recycling of plastic. So all those technologies that Austria has made quite a lot of progress in. India is also making quite a lot of advancements in. There can be synergies on those fronts. The trade between India and Austria right now is $3 billion per annum, around that figure. Investments also reaching, if you talk about mutual investments from one country to the other, about $2 billion. And there's a lot of scope. Austria, of course, is part of the European Union as well. And India and European Union have been working on a comprehensive trade deal as well, in which Austria perhaps could also move things along if that is something that could be brought up on the agenda as well, apart from the leaders talking about various regional and global geopolitical issues where each of them have their own strong views.
All right. Also, PM said India, Australia will continue to work together to further the global good. How do you see that?
Yes, we've seen how India has been very forthright as far as the global challenges that are present for everyone around the world, be it the wars that have been unfolding, the conflicts that have been taking place all over the world, bringing up their own challenges. We still mention COVID and the challenges that stem from that, which still have a bit of an overhang. There is, of course, the crisis of cost as well, because a lot of people are still, even countries in Europe, have that particular crisis right now. Inflation is still a challenge. And a lot of these countries need to work together to address them, and which is why we see a lot of them coming together and discussing and trying to come to some sort of a concerted effort in one direction to address these issues. Not everything can be fixed in one go, so a comprehensive and constant effort has to be made where bilaterally too countries like India and Austria can work out things to basically improve things amongst themselves, and that would be part of the efforts here. Another aspect, of course, is the Indian diaspora here. The headline event of the Prime Minister interacting with the Indian diaspora will be taking place today as well at Sofia and Saleh. Austria has a 31,000 strong Indian diaspora. Some of them, about 150 odd of them, met the Prime Minister even yesterday, last night, when Prime Minister Modi arrived in Vienna. But today will be the grand event where they will get to hear extensively from Prime Minister Modi about what he feels, what the Indian diaspora in Austria could be doing, has been doing. He will, of course, have words of praise for them, but he will lay out what they can do further for both India and Austria as well, I'm sure.
All right, a lot of optimism there between the two countries. Thank you so much, Gautam, for joining us and giving us all that information. And earlier, Gautam interacted with a kid who came to welcome PM Modi. The Prime Minister asked her name, got it noted down and said he will write to her. Let's listen in.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just met a small contingent of the Indian diaspora when he arrived, a good mix of young and old and women and men. And these children also got to speak to him. You presented something to Prime Minister Modi today. What's your name, Rita? Vinci, what did you give to the PM?
A poster.
And what did it say?
Prime Minister won 3 times a prize.
Prime Minister was so courteous. So he saw the poster, he saw the painting, appreciated it, and then he turned it around and he asked, where's the name of the child? And then he said, please give me the name of the child, and I want to write a letter to the child appreciating the efforts that she put in to make this painting. So it was really very, very, very humbling, and we really liked the Prime Minister's gesture.
Okay, wonderful. So that's what this visit would now mean to a future generation of the Indian diaspora here in Austria as well. That's the kind of imprint that perhaps this visit will leave here for all the Austrian people as well. This is Gautam Roy in Vienna, Austria for DD India.
All right, in an important milestone in India-Austria partnership, the Indian Prime Minister was hosted by Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer for a private engagement on Tuesday. This was the first meeting between the two leaders. The Austrian Chancellor posted a photo of him and PM Modi on the social media platform X and wrote, "It's an honor to welcome PM Modi to Austria. Austria and India are friends and partners." Nehammer further wrote he looks forward to the political and economic discussions between the two nations during PM Modi's visit. Prime Minister Modi thanked the Austrian Chancellor for the warm welcome and said he looks forward to the discussions as well. PM Modi said, "Our nations will continue working together to further global good."